What is the easiest way to safely scale a rock wall? The key is to learn how to top rope. My name is Miss Lewis. I teach rock climbing for a living, and this is Mountain Syllabus. In rock climbing, unless you're bouldering or risking your life free solo climbing, you'll need to use a rope to catch you when you fall. There's a few different methods of rope climbing, but the easiest and safest one, which all new climbers should learn first, is top rope. With top rope, the basic idea is that from start to finish, your climbing rope will be safely secured to an anchor at the very top of your route. As you climb away from the ground toward the anchor, your belayer will pull rope through their belay device to keep the system slack-free. If at any point you fall, your belayer will lock off the system and the rope will catch you. Once you finish your climb, your belayer will lower you back down to the ground. There are 3 steps to preparing for a top rope climb. First, you'll want to go through the 5 H's safety check with you and your partner. Second, you'll want to secure opposite ends of the rope into both of your harnesses. If you're the climber, this means tying a figure-8 knot into the hard points of your harness. If you're the belayer, this means feeding the rope into your belay device, which is locked on to the belay loop on your harness. A very important detail to note is that the climber and belayer must secure themselves into opposite ends of the rope in relation to the anchor. An easy way to check this is to make sure that the rope goes from the climber's harness all the way up to the anchor and then all the way back down to the belayer's harness. If instead the rope goes from the climber to the belayer and then up to the anchor, one of you will need to retie and secure into the other side. Once the climber and the belayer have secured themselves into opposite ends of the rope, it's time for the 3rd and last step, belay commands. The climber will say, "On belay," to the belayer, and the belayer will turn on the safety system. Then respond, "Your belay is on." The climber will say what they're about to do, which is climbing, and the belayer will respond, "Climb on." These are important steps because it's the last time to check if everything is all set to go before the climber has air under their feet. Once you're climbing, it's likely too late to fix a problem in your system, which can lead to horrific consequences. Thankfully, we have belay commands, and as long as you and your partner say them to each other every single time before you start a climb, you should be just fine. All right, you've said your belay commands, and now the fun begins. If you're the climber, all you need to do is climb. If you're the belayer, your job is to take in slack as needed and lock off on your belay device to catch your partner if they fall. Some words of advice for the climber. Rock climbing can be scary, so just remember to breathe. Climb with your eyes, and don't forget that your legs are stronger than your arms. Also, try not to grip the holds too tight. That's a sure way to run out of strength. If you can, just relax and trust your strength, and you'll be at the top before you know it. Once you've reached the top of your climb, you'll yell the word, "Take!"
Callie, you can take.
This is your belayer's cue to pull in any excess slack from the system and lock off on their belay device. When you feel the rope become tight, you can let go and lean back into the safety of your harness. Congratulate yourself for finishing the climb. Take in that amazing view. And then, when you're ready, yell,
"Ready to lower, Callie,"
down to your partner. From there, your belayer will yell back, lowering, and begin steadily lowering you. It's always smart to use each other's names, especially at a busy crag or gym. When the climber reaches the ground, they no longer need their safety system, aka belayer, so they will say the words,
"Off belay."
Their partner will respond with,
"Your belay is off,"
which means that they are now loosening the rope and undoing the belay system. This is an important safety habit to develop because your partner needs to know when they're no longer protected. This becomes especially important if you're wanting to learn how to multi-pitch climb, which requires taking your partner off belay and vice versa, while you're both suspended high up in the air. For now, we'll just stick to single pitch climbs, either outside or in a gym. Most people learn how to top rope indoors. That's because in a climbing gym, the ropes have already been set up for you. If you're wanting to go outside, you'll have to bring your own rope and set up your own top rope anchor. This can be done by either leading the climb or by hiking up to the top if there's access to the anchors. Anybody can learn how to do this, but it does introduce some complexity into the process, and if you're just learning, you may have more fun just starting out in a gym. Now you know what top rope is, the easiest way to safely scale a rock wall. If you want to learn, grab a friend and sign up for a class at your local gym. My name is Miss Lewis, and this is Mountain Syllabus.